If you guys are looking for the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market, make sure to head over to utnice.com and use code CHIEF for 6% off at checkout. Now let's go ahead and jump right into this video. What's up guys, it's Chief here, and today we have some crazy investments for you that could help you make a ton of coins on FIFA 22. We got a variety of things from gold cards to special cards, different times to buy, different times to sell. So a lot of things to jump into here to help you guys make some coins during this winter wildcard promo and moving forward. So we're going to go over what cards to buy, when to buy them, when to sell, everything like that. So first thing we're going to be looking at here is we're going to be looking at fodder cards, which if you don't know what that is, basically it's just high rated cards that are basically only used for SBCs because people don't use them in game because their actual card isn't very good. For example, Chiellini here, 86 rated, good for SBCs, but nobody's going to use him with that pace in game. Now, the thing with fodder right now, as I bring you over to Footbin here to look at it, is a lot of people think it's kind of a time to sell because we got a party bag SBC. But in all reality, fodder really hasn't moved a bunch. Even though it was an 83 rated SBC, 83s are still discard price. 84s haven't moved at all, and high rated fodder hasn't moved at all either. So I think it's a really good time to invest in these kind of cards, and I'll tell you exactly what ratings in a second because basically, when EA released this party bag SBC, it requires 2 Team of the Week cards. So essentially, a lot of these Team of the Week cards have risen in price. And I think what they're going to use this to do is moving forward, these Team of the Week cards are going to be a little bit more expensive. And they're going to release a little bit more expensive and higher rated SBCs, like more icon and hero packs, and raise the price of fodder as well. So I think we're kind of seeing the start of the rise or the low point for a lot of these cards right now. And if we look at a card like Chiellini from last year, this is looking at his FIFA 21 graph, we can see right here, we're December 21st right now. So he was very, very low here. But overall, what you see is these cards just see big rises because we just get higher end SBCs as the year goes on, like better icons, like when they start releasing R9 Hullet as SBCs, we get things like more party bags, we get icon SBCs, we get hero SBCs, tons of things will just make these cards keep rising. And to give you guys a look at where the prices are at this year, if we go ahead and go to Chiellini right now, where is he at here? Really, has he risen that much to the point where he's not on the cheapest? Let's look at Hummels here. Hummels very similar to Chiellini. He's German in the Bundesliga, a center back, very simple. But Hummels here, you can see he hit 16K late November, and since then he's been relatively cheap. He's 12K right now, and the last time he went below 12K significantly, he went 200 under here, November 10th. Last time he went under 12K was about a month and a half ago, basically. So I can't really see these cards going down at all. So I think it's kind of a no risk investment, investing in 86s and 87s. I think 87s are also a very, very solid investment here to look at. If we look at someone like a Mobley, right now he is about 18K. And the last time he was below 18K, again, small dip there. He went 500 below, but significantly below. Last time was, again, a month and a half ago. So, one, I can't really see these cards dropping because they've just been maintaining their prices with the constant SBC stuff we've been getting. And I think fodder's just going to start to rise with how I see content kind of trending. So, overall, I think any fodder 86s and 87s I love. 83s are discard price, so I would honestly buy one of every single 83 and just store it in your club and forget about it. And whenever they go up, then you make coins. 84s, 85s, I don't really see 85s dropping below 6K. I don't really see 84s dropping below 2.5, 2.4K. So that's kind of my look at fodder. Now, in terms of when to buy for fodder, if we go ahead onto FIFA here and take a look, basically Team 1 for this new promo expires in a day and 14 hours, I believe, for me, which means, weirdly enough, this team goes out of packs on Thursday. So there's 2 ways you can do buying, basically. One is you invest now to be safe in case they release some sort of like surprise icon SBC today or tomorrow. You've got your investments and you're ready to rock. However, The best way to kind of make the most coins off this is if you were to wait until the next promo team comes into packs and you invest during lightning rounds when they release a bunch of special packs in the store, basically you'll be able to bid and snipe these cards you're trying to get for so much cheaper when that new promo team is in packs because people will be opening all these packs and whatnot, and there'll be a lot more supply of those cards. But again, the risk with waiting is that they release an SBC before those lightning rounds and whatnot, and these cards rise in price. Personally, I've already invested a bunch into fodder, and if they don't release something by when that next team comes in packs and we get that supply, then I'm gonna invest then. So that's kind of looking at fodder overall, and when to sell is basically just whenever you're happy with the profit. We'll see rises whenever the content comes, like icon SBCs, everything that I mentioned, all those sort of SBCs. We'll see the rises whenever those come, and it's basically just sell when you're happy with the profit. I do put in the Discord when I sell personally, and you can always just message me or whatever, and I'll let you know if I've sold, if I've not, whatever it is. So moving into our next investment here, that's kind of just gold fodder we've hit on. The next thing I want to look at to show you on Footbin is not just the gold fodder, but the team of the weeks here. So basically, we've seen a rise in all of these team of the weeks. Today, it'll be yesterday when you're watching this, because they just released a party bag SBC, which basically requires an 83 rated squad with 2 team of the week cards. So a lot of people are offloading all their team of the week cards because these have risen in price a little bit. But what we've seen in years past, like for example, last year, was some of the sometimes when these team of the weeks go up in price, a lot of people sell at the beginning to get their coins, but these cards continue rising, which would surprise you, but it seems like it happens almost every time. So you can see here, Felipe, I mean, he barely saw a rise here being an 86 rated team of the week. He was, I mean, he's been 23K and he's sitting at 24 now. So he didn't see a big rise, but what saw the rises are these like 80, 81, 82, 83 informs that were discard price. For example, someone like Everton here, he was 13K, jumped up to 16K that he's selling for now. A better example would be someone here, Gabbiadini. I'm guessing he was discard price. Yeah, he was literally 10,000 coin discard price, jumped up to 13K. And these cards were selling for like 16, 17, 18K earlier today when this SBC came out. But what I'm expecting to happen is for EA to keep just continuing the content that requires Team of the Week cards and adding value to these. So what I like investing in then is basically cards that haven't really risen a ton, but I think team of the weeks are going to keep going. For example, someone like Felipe here who didn't see a huge rise. I'm going to invest in a Felipe. I'm going to buy one. I'm going to store him in the club because I think they're going to keep requiring team of the weeks. He's the cheapest 86. He's a high chem guy. For these informs, I do like to get guys from good leagues, good nations that get high chemistry. Gundogan went from like 22.5K to 24. Not a big rise. So these 86s really haven't moved at all. Now the 85s have moved a bit actually. If we go look at someone like Bastoni here, he's been rising, it looks like. Wow. So he's gone from 16K up to 22. And since the party bag hasn't really moved at all, he was sitting at 22 anyway. So I like to look at that card as well. Basically, center backs are best, left backs, right backs are typically solid. Center mids are solid. Basically, just looking for those high chem inform players. Now, I don't love investing in like 81, 82, 83s. Even, I mean, 84s are low right now if you get some really, really good ones for chem. For example, I don't really see one there that's great for chem. You could argue Kaleta Car, but you're looking for like German Bundesliga center backs, Spanish La Liga center backs, things like that, which is why I love an Italian league center back here and a Brazilian La Liga center back. Great links from those guys. Even someone like, ooh, Bonucci, there's a great card. I'm definitely going to buy one of him there. 86 rated Italian Serie A center back, hasn't moved at all. Love this investment because I think they're just going to keep requiring this content. Now, in terms of the buy times, it's the exact same it's not really the exact same as the fodder, is what I meant to say. Basically, with the team of the weeks, most of these are already out of packs, right? So they're not going to move much at all. So I would just try to get in these as soon as possible. I would just go pick these up. Your 86, maybe your 85s if you like those. 86 team of the week seem to be the safest play to me at about 23K, those high chem ones like Bonucci it was and like Felipe. I love those. Very safe play. Those team of the weeks, I think they're going to keep requiring them, and I think we're going to see some good rises with them. And then again, when it comes to selling for all the stuff in this video, you're basically just looking at when the content comes, sell when you're happy with the profit. Simple as that. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.